Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We're going to start with the Wyatt Sicks. So, you know, we were talking about that clip that Nikki Cross put out and we were speculating as to where it was. There was that theory that it was Scarlett in France. Well, we couldn't get that confirmed, but Andy did find this. Ecarlette is Scarlett in France, and there is a L'Ecarlette, which is a town in France. So could it be that that is where this image was taken from, right? I really like this theory. I still think the theory is sound, right? I still feel like it's a message, a warning to Scarlett. She would make most sense, right? Could also be Karrion. But I like that. Obviously, it's next to impossible to find the exact footage to confirm it. But not only that, Nick Butcher, Kim's Trains, also had a theory that maybe it was not Scarlett, but it was Bordeaux in France. Apparently, Scarlett's surname is Bordeaux. So I know that's a place. I know that exists. So there's a couple of places. It seems to be France where we're gravitating towards. But I'm still totally on board with this, but not able to get either of those confirmed, of course. I think trying to find that exact footage is going to be a nightmare, right? But either way, that's the best leading theory I've seen on those. We obviously mentioned it in a previous Unseen. Here, so Wyatt Sicks are now on WWE's website, so we can actually click on this and have a look. These are the new official renders. This is really exciting, certainly for me, because if you are someone that makes thumbnails and graphics, then we've not had these. And these are really important because if you're making thumbnails, whatever, you want these kinds of nice, sharp, clear images, right? So you're going to see these on graphics when it comes to like those Raw graphics, Survivor Series. You know, these are the official renders. So that's the Joe Gacy one, of course. This one is the Dexter Lumis one, which is really cool. That is the Rowan one. There is Nikki Cross. I feel like I've been using something similar to this, but that's the official one. And that is the official Uncle Howdy. So this is the first time we've had official renders. They are now on the WWE Superstar page as a result as well. So very good. Of course, we had this segment at the start of the show. This was The Miz and Karrion talking. So USA Network said they might be celebrating now, but they better have another plan ready for the Wyatt Sicks. That was USA Network. This was how Karrion responded. You know we do. So look at that. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, that's quite a plan if that's the plan, to have, like, guns. But there we go. Metal Mama said Karrion replied to USA Network's post about how they might be celebrating. I hope it's not a drive-by if that is their other plan. So, yeah, there we go. Karrion responding to USA Network. So this was the first one. This was, and it was so good. This was The Miz talking about how he hopes the Academy Awards were watching his performance. He was like, you really thought you was going to change me? And he says this is like perfect for the Marine 7 and like all this kind of stuff. Him talking about the Marine 7 was so out of place. It kind of dropped a little bit of comedy into this segment, but I enjoyed it all the same. But yeah, this was The Miz kind of showing that he has not changed. He is totally on the same page as Karrion, as Final Testament. It didn't really give us anything more than that. But it was good all the same. Karrion said, evolution is a mystery. Yeah, then of course we got the response, and everyone's saying it. It's probably the one thing everyone has took from this segment is how disheveled Bo Dallas looked when the Wyatts responded later in the show, and how much like Bray he looked like. Obviously he is his brother, so there is going to be a similarity. If he was to grow out his hair, grow out his beard, it's probably not the biggest surprise that he resembles Bray. But yeah, I mean, look, Fadeaway Media said Bo Dallas is morphing into Bray Wyatt right before our eyes. And this really has been the theme. That was the big takeaway. A lot of what he said are just things that he had tweeted out. Like, to be honest, there wasn't loads to really take from the Wyatt segment. And we didn't even get the kind of tease, you know, Nikki Cross had teased that place, and we was expecting a VHS tape. Well, we didn't really get anything there, to be honest. It definitely felt like this was a tape show, and the Wyatt Sicks this week was just a little bit of a kind of afterthought, really. This was kind of bare bones, really. So, Metal Mama said the segment on Raw delivered from Bo. I tried to warn you. The trust of the innocent is a liar's most useful tool. We offered you salvation, freedom from the pit. I tried to warn you, but you damned yourself. I'm sorry for what happens next. You chose this. So, you know, again, a lot of that is stuff that he has sent messages out with. David said, was it Bray talking through Bo? If you look at the eyes, you can see the brim of Bray's old hat. I don't think this is Bray. There is a moment where there is something superimposed over Bo's face, but I think that might be Uncle Howdy. I think it might be Howdy that they sort of superimposed over the top more so than Bray. But could have been. I mean, there's really not much to go off. But yeah, I saw it and I thought it was Howdy more than Bray. But it was definitely, like, you know, bringing Bray vibes through. Everyone seemed to get that message. Negan said they used some of this promo from back in the day. It echoes what Bray said to The Miz as well. So this is like real back in the day. This is when the Wyatt family were around. This image obviously has been shared. A lot of The Miz tied up with liar written across his stomach and across his body. So apparently a lot of the lines that were here are the same lines that were delivered to The Miz when he crossed paths with Bray and the Wyatt family back in the day. So that's all the Wyatt stuff. Not bad, but nothing massive to really write home about, to be perfectly truthful. And unfortunately, when it came to the rest of Raw, this was a taped episode, and so a lot of the big news was spoiled, and we haven't spoke about it. I've waited for this show. Rhea Ripley's back. Knew it was going to happen. This is one of the things that we had spoiled. The mask, I think everyone will have noticed. Interesting for it to be like see-through. She could have done something a bit more exciting. You know, if you think about what The Undertaker's mask was like when he broke his orbital bone. There's been a few, actually, people that have done it over the years. So she's just gone with this kind of see-through clear option, but she could have really gone with anything. But she's gone with that kind of see-through clear option instead. And you can see her eye, it's all red and everything compared to the other that's got the makeup on it. So I don't know if that is genuine. It might actually be. Or whether like they've just put a bit of makeup on it to make it look a bit worse. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Perhaps that's why she wanted it to be see-through so you could see the wound. But either way, she's back and part of the War Games team. There was a moment here where Gunther was really lacking confidence. He said to Ludwig about going off and becoming his own man. But he also asked him, like, when you look at me, do you still see that old ring general? He seemed to really, like, you know, need that boost, need that confidence boost. I said during the live stream, I'm not crazy about how weak we're making Gunther look here. I understand that he can't, like, just dominate everyone, and there's going to be moments that he loses battles. But for him to jump Damian Priest and, you know, have the advantage, and that still not be enough for him to be standing tall. Like, it's Damian that was the one that was standing over Gunther at the end of this segment. I really feel like you're just taking a little bit away from Gunther's aura to build up Damian. And I just don't like seeing them mess too much with Gunther. But again, you know, there's a balance. There's a balance. I'm just not sure they've got it quite right personally. Ludwig was told to go off and become his own man. Of course, he would interrupt in this match. Again, that's a little bit of a downer for this week's Raw because this match was banging. Really enjoyed it. And then I think the score just crashed because you lot scored the match just goods. I thought this was a great match, but I think the reason that it really lost some points was because of Ludwig interfering and really ruining what was a really fun encounter. Crowd were really getting more and more involved. So, yeah, shame it went that way, but good match until the ending. Interesting to see what we do with Ludwig, though. Here we've got War Games, so we know the teams now. Obviously, there was a big face-off, but it was confirmed with this graphic. This is what the graphics are seemingly going to be looking like as well. So that is the Women's War Games match, 5 on each side. Obviously, Survivor Series, not that far away. We've had this news come through as well, that there's going to be a War Games Advantage match. So it's going to be Bianca against Nia, and obviously the team that wins, they're the ones that are going to always have that slight advantage in the War Games match. We can have a look. We might as well do it now because knowing me, I'll forget. Have a look and just see if there is the men's one. I don't think they've announced the men's advantage one yet. I think it is still just the women's that has been announced. Yeah. I mean, we haven't even got the men's teams totally confirmed yet, have we? So, yeah, no information on that as of yet. But something to just be keeping an eye on. SFG said these added crowd sounds, they need to go. You can easily tell how fake they are. I completely agree. Again, during the live stream, I was saying and agreeing that they just sound awful. I actually thought with those backstage segments that the crowd sounds were actually crowds watching something else. They seem to be reacting to action in the ring. And then it dawned on me, no, they've added those. So it makes it seem like the crowd are watching the same segments we're watching. Even though I don't believe a lot of those backstage segments were actually shown to the crowd, right? I think they only saw the matches. I don't think they were shown the backstage segments. So, yeah, a lot of those crowd noises were fake and added after. And it really, you could tell, right? Right, Fade said, this man Solo loved the way Wade called the tsunami. He did turn to him. Like, so the tsunami hit, look at this. He loved it. He did love it. The way that when he said the tsunami, they just had a little moment there. And of course, this is how the show ends. So I saw this image last week, right? And so it was quite clear that Bronson was going to join the new bloodline. I think it's quite clear he's going to join the OG bloodline. I actually expected that to be made official on this show, but we've kind of left it here. Seth is still saying that he is not going to be teaming up with Roman. I don't believe him. You know, it makes perfect sense. He's now been screwed. It's kind of the enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation, you know, so I could see him working with Roman in a one-off situation because he's got a bigger problem with Solo and Bronson right now than he does with Roman Reigns. So that feels like where we're going. Wrestle Talk saying, thanks to a distraction from Solo, Bronson picks up the win. Could this be what persuades Seth Rollins to change his mind, finally accept the plea from Sami and the Usos to team with Roman Reigns? It almost certainly will. Right, Dave, shout out to you. Roman and Cody are not leaving SmackDown to join the Raw brand. WWE is going to do everything they can to get eyeballs on the first Raw of the Netflix era, make it as important as possible. So they're stacking that first show, but it doesn't mean that we're going to lose Cody and Roman from SmackDown. This is coming, I believe, from PW Insider, which is very interesting news. Ratings came in for SmackDown, so Ryder, thank you. 1.2 million. So the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight really did take a lot of eyes away from SmackDown. 1.2 million people. Christopher, shout out to you, bud, with that information. I got tagged in that quite a bit. Jill, big news from Netflix. It's going to feature an in-ring return of Ric Flair. Well, I'm not sure that he's going to be making an in-ring return, but you can never rule that out with Ric Flair. But it is interesting, look, that they do list Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. Don't know if this is just outdated, or equally I would not be shocked to see these names featured. Shawn Michaels is part of the company anyway. No problem for him to be on that Raw. Ric Flair, I don't know if he's under a Legends deal, but I think he is. So I wouldn't be shocked for him to make an appearance. Stone Cold would be a surprise, but this is such a massive show. I mean, honestly, this first Raw on Netflix is going to be arguably the biggest Raw ever. Because we said this during the live stream, internationally, everything goes to Netflix. So it's not only Raw, but here in the UK, SmackDown, NXT, the back catalogue, the network, it all goes to Netflix. You have got to make this message as loud as you can. This is now the home of WWE. You are going to pull every lever you've got, play every trick in the book. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if this is just, you know, generic names that they're putting there, or if this really is a glimpse of who might feature. It'd be weird for them to just put random names for the sake of it, you know? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Right, Logan's B, shout out to you. This was one I got tagged in a lot. Apparently, this is being advertised as TV14. I think TV14... people are getting a bit confused. I think people are thinking this now means we're going to go to the Attitude Era. I think they've made it very clear that's not going to happen. I think what you will have on Netflix is a bit more freedom than what we see on USA Network. But yeah, we ain't going to be going back to the Attitude Era. It just means that if The Rock makes an appearance and wants to, you know, use some of the language that The Rock has used recently, right? Non-PG language. He's going to have the freedom to do that. If ever they have a match where they want to get a bit of blood because they think it needs it, they've got the freedom to do that. But it doesn't mean that we're going to constantly have TV14 content, because there's too many kids that are into the product and they don't want to lose that market. And they don't want to, you know, I mean, that's a great market for the Mattel figures, for example. And there's a lot of licenses that really rely on a younger demographic. So they ain't going to start moving away from that. So I would really take this with a pinch of salt, because I think they've been very, very clear about what we can expect when they go to Netflix. And that is a product that is largely the same, but will have elements that at times can go that little further. WWE Ethan, shout out to you. New music for Travis Scott will serve as Raw's new theme starting in January. So that was in a press release from Netflix. So Ethan, thank you. And this as well, look, if you think I'm going to go out with Dominic slamming a cage door in my face, that's definitely not gonna happen. So Becky is not done. She will come back. She is not gonna wrap up things that way. So as well as that, look at this. It's a bit of a walk, but it's a well worth it walk, right? We spoke about this at the start of our live stream. I was a bit distracted by this because I was reading it, right? Just before my live stream started. So here, look, WWE TNA NJPW says, me watching Cathy Kelley, Jackie Redmond beef, right? Loving it. Let's have a look, shall we? So here there was an interview that Jackie did with Gabby, and Jackie said, I'm going to say it on record, I'm Team Liv. Now, I haven't seen this whole clip. I think she says that she sees what Cathy does with Rhea. She respects it, but she is Team Liv, right? So Jackie said, I said what I said. That was November 15th. Hashtag LivDom, Team Liv, WWE, right? This is where Cathy responded a few days ago, and I never saw this, but girl, I don't think that respectfully was meant respectfully. I'm just trying to warn you, right? So Cathy is basically saying that maybe sometimes where people are saying something, they don't quite mean what they're saying. And maybe a few people have said some things to Jackie. Jackie's maybe taken it one way, but maybe that's not the way it was meant to be taken or the way it was intended. Cathy just saying, I'm just trying to warn you. You might think you've got some friends here, but I don't think they're actually your friends, right? Jackie responded, I don't know, Kath. This looks pretty respectful and dare I say friendly to me. Has Rhea ever let you wear her jewelry or... Liv is just misunderstood. So we saw this actually. This is where Liv allowed Jackie to wear that ring. You know, the crown jewel ring. She actually allowed her to wear it. And Jackie, I think, really appreciated that. So she's saying, I don't know, this looks respectful and friendly. You know, did Rhea ever let you wear her jewelry? Because Liv has let me wear hers, right? That's what Jackie's come back with. Cathy says, yes, as they say, conditional respect is the highest form. Right? Mommy lets me wear and not wear a few things for her upside down face, but unlike this clip, uploading it would actually break the internet. So she's saying, Rhea does let me wear and not wear a few things, but I can't upload it on the internet because it would break the internet, right? And that's what Cathy's responded. Jackie said, ha ha, teasing the internet with sexual innuendos isn't really my style. You do you, though. Right? That is a bit shady, actually. I kind of feel like up to this point, it's just been about Liv and Rhea and all this. All of a sudden now, it's getting a little personal because Jackie's talking about how Cathy uses sexual innuendos on the internet and how that's not her style, but you do you, right? All of a sudden, this feels like it's kind of got a little out of control. Cathy said, sounds good to me. You stick to shaming women, approval seeking, and then we'll both be in our respective lanes. Shots fired, mate. Shots fired. All of a sudden, I don't know about you, I can see how it's quite friendly and how it's like I'm Team Liv, you're Team Rhea at the start. And I can now see how it's progressed to something that feels a little more personal, some of that's hitting a little bit deeper. And I really can't tell if this is genuine now. I can't tell if they're really going at each other now, or if they're both like just laughing about it in DMs. I genuinely don't know, right? At this point, I don't know. Because Jackie having a little pop at Cathy for using sexual innuendos, right? And how she said, that's not really my style, but you do you. Cathy coming back talking about how Jackie is shaming women / approval seeking, which I don't even really get how Jackie has done that. But, you know, it's getting a little more serious now. Jackie said, oh, I see you now. Pretty sure it was me literally days ago saying publicly this was buried, that we were cool, and that I respected your relationship with Rhea should have ended there. And yet you came for me unprovoked again. I don't know. Seems pretty mean to me, Kath. I'm done. And then waves goodbye, right? 3 days ago. As for Cathy, her and Rhea have their own thing. I respect it. I support it. I think it's great. There will be no further comments. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm really left in the dark. I mean, the fact we're building up to Survivor Series makes me wonder if this is just another way of having a bit of grief between Raw and Smackdown, and if it was plans, and if they are just having a bit, but there are elements of this that feel like they hit a little personal that have got me wondering if it's real. So I was like that with the popcorn, watching this unfold. I actually don't know if Cathy has responded with anything. Should we have a look? That is everything that everything I have seen. So if we go to Cathy and see what Cathy's had to say. Okay, so that was the last thing on her public feeds about shaming women. Then we've got some other stuff. I don't know if there's any other replies. Learning from the Liv school of accountability, I see. If I remember correctly, you misinterpreted a tweet, came for me, then apologized, then brought it up again. Me trying to warn you about someone's character isn't mean, but if I need to defend myself, I can be. Oh, there it is. So I hadn't seen this one. Oof. If it's not real, they've done an amazing job, because I really get the vibe it is real. I get the vibe that that is got a bit of heat to it. But if it's not real, they've done amazing. They've done amazing. The thing is, though, what's it building towards? I mean, we're not going to do a match, are we? So these two having beef and heat doesn't really make sense. But then I am reminded by the fact that it is Survivor Series very, very soon. It is Survivor Series. So maybe they're just playing into that. Don't know. You're going to have to decide on that one. Right, WWE ID, we got a couple of people here. So here, look, we have got Aaron Rouke, who has been ID'd from Beyond Wrestling. And we've got Jackson Drake, who has been ID'd from Firestar Pro Wrestling. So I am the Color Red. Shout out to you. We do have some stuff from Alexa as well. So let's go into the Alexa folder. So where's Alexa, right? That's the question. I have had it mentioned as well here about how that looks a little bit like The Fiend. You can see the hair. She's got the magnifying glass, but you can sort of see that. I don't think there's anything in it personally, but it was someone mentioned. It's just like looking, you can sort of see, like, it looks a bit Fiend-esque, but I don't think it's anything. So here, look, Chris said, that's a good question. Can you help us with the answers if you want, Alexa? And Alexa said, unfortunately, it's not up to me. So where's Alexa? This person's like, you tell us. And she's like, it's not up to me. That implies she's ready to come back. It's just that WWE don't have the creative for her. Spartan, shout out to you. So I think someone said that she doesn't care about us anymore, something like this. And Alexa was like, whoa, okay. Yeah, you're right. Recovering from skin cancer removal, pregnancy, preeclampsia, postpartum health complications, back to back to back, really does come across as doesn't care, laughing face emoji. So she's basically saying, I've been through all of this since you've last seen me. And you're kind of saying that I don't care. Laughing face emoji. And here as well, someone said, please come back as the goddess. And Alexa said, I'm always evolving. So take that as you will. So Brady, Spartan, Chris, thank you. Appreciate it. So we did Wyatt's, we did Raw, we've done WWE, we need to go into Fun, we've done that. Let's go. What have we got in here? Oh, Raymond said, thank you to Samantha for the follow. I really appreciate you. You will always have my full support. So Raymond getting a follow from Samantha, very good. Here we've got the latest in the Sami debacle about what was in his pocket, right? Gabriel got in touch and said, look, this is my take. He had Roman's phone, right? He deleted or changed Heyman's number in Roman's phone so that he couldn't make contact. During the segment, when everyone was distracted watching Solo's entrance, Sami planted the phone back on the couch. And so I was like, okay, if that is what's happened, how would he know Roman's passcodes? Why didn't Roman know his phone was missing? Why didn't we see Roman pick the phone up from where Sami left it? That would show continuity, right? So those were just a few questions I got. I do actually have answers to those, though, which is why I don't mind this theory, right? So how would Sami know Roman's passcode? He could have easily seen it, as Roman was like, you know, they're around each other now. It might even be the same passcode from when they were around each other before. So he might have just overseen it at some point. So I can go with that. Why didn't Roman notice? You might not if you're not looking for your phone. So I can go with that. Why didn't we see Roman pick it up? I think that's probably a bit of a mistake on their part if this is what's happening. But it might be that they just want to keep us guessing, keep us speculating. That's the whole point of it, right? So I can sort of find answers to them. Sami might not have wanted Roman to have got in touch with Paul because he is liking the vibe and he's worried if Roman comes back, it'll just go back to how it was. So I can even think of a motive as to why Sami would do it. I'm still not sold that this is what's happening. I still do not think this is what we're experiencing. I mean, there's just as much a chance that it was a TV remote as we said yesterday, right? So I can't really say anything more than that. I mean, we're going to have to wait until Friday and hopefully we do get a little bit more information on Friday. Let's go into fun then, shall we? See what we've got. Brady, thank you. Ringside Fest is coming. That means there's going to be some new figures shown. Very much looking forward to seeing what's going to be shown this Thursday. Fade said, this man Jey got stuck on a workout machine. Roman and Jimmy are just laughing at him. I have not seen this. Oh yeah, look, there he is. Is that him? And he looks like he's stuck upside down.
You're going to have to help your brother.
Oh, they are just laughing at him.
You got it? All right, hold up. Come on, man. You don't? Oh, you don't have it. All right,
yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have it.
Stuck. Come on, man, get out. You're going to have to help your brother.
Very good. Hey, look, a new shirt. Metal Mama said, I flipping love this shirt. Alpha Babes. We got you, babe. So there we go, new Alpha Academy shirt. Shaquem tagging me in this new Rhea Ripley shirt. Look at that. Look at that. Shame this was released before she came back. Check out Rhea Ripley's new Mistake #1 shirt. Mistake #1, you left me breathing. And then it's got the scan. It's really good. The only thing I'd say about this is that if you wear it, people might think that this was you. And that you'd been beaten up, you know? And that you was now, like, you know, showing the world that you survived. That's the only thing I would be worried about. Mistake #1, you left me breathing. It's a cool shirt. I think you could wear it. I wouldn't mind. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't mind wearing it to the pub, but I think you're probably going to have a few questions. And I think a few people might think this is you. So, there we go. Oh, this is great.
Special announcement this morning. We have on board Miss Chelsea Green. She's our future WWE Women United States Champion. She also hit 1 million followers on Instagram. Thank you for choosing Delta Mills Green. It's a pleasure to have you on board this morning.
The people love it.
Special announcement.
I love the applause at the end because I think that genuinely caught her by surprise. I think she thought they'd make the announcement and no one would react. But a few people start clapping and I love her reaction.
The people love it.
I think for a moment there you get a genuine Chelsea Green reaction. Like the character disappears for a second then. I love that clip. I absolutely love it. I thought that was brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Right, let's go into thanks and send this home. So, Billy, shout out to you. Really appreciate it. I'm Just Ken. Kimberly, Jordan, thanks for the retweet. Shaquem, shout out to you. Word of Wrestling, thanks for the retweet. Nick Butcher, obviously that news as well, but that's had its own video. We don't need to touch on that now. Casper, thanks for the retweet. OTC, thanks for the retweet. Raymond, thanks for the retweet. And Jang Tae Sang as well. So last folder then, other, and we'll wrap this up. So sad news. So Jordan, thank you. Rey Mysterio just revealed on Instagram his father recently passed away. So November 17th. So, Father, thank you for giving me the life I have. You did more than set the example of how to love and maintain a strong marriage and how to father 4 boys. You were the example, and you passed every single time into your death with flying colours. An excellent husband, a loving father, a beautiful grandfather, an incredible son and brother, and an amazing father-in-law. You checked every list on the box and can honestly say my majority traits I picked up from you. You fought until the very last minute and know that your biggest fear was leaving Mom behind, but I can assure you that she will not be alone and we will always look out for her. You are with God now and smiling from the heavens while we continue with the real struggle of life until we see you again. You will never be forgotten, always be loved. R.I.P. Pops. Love you always. Oh, heartbreaking, isn't it? Absolutely heartbreaking. And Ghostface as well, thank you. So this is just some interesting news. WrestleMania 26 originally was not Shawn Undertaker. The original plan was Shawn against Miz, Undertaker against Drew back in WrestleMania 26. So there we go. Really appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed today's Unseen. Lots of information in there. I'll have another episode for you tomorrow, of course, as well. We'll be back with our NXT live stream. So thank you for all the support. Really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.